Hey Leo, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all good. I'm going to see what wants to come out. Got the Sun on the back of the deck. First card out, Judgment. Followed by the Six of Wands. Past energy, Ace of Pentacles. Strength, foundational factors. King of Swords, future energy. Five of Pentacles, Temperance. Six of Cups, how you see yourself. External influences, Ten of Pentacles. A fear of your own mind is what's coming through, but we'll get to that in a minute. And the outcome, liberation. A new beginning, a new chapter, a new season, emotional fulfillment. Opportunity, passionate new beginning. There's a lot about to happen, but currently there's this feeling here of patience, learning how to master your emotions, mastering extreme disappointment, mastering not having control over certain outcomes. Emotional reactivity is really the main thing that's coming through here. Things could have been getting extremely intense. I want to say volatile. You could be experiencing high highs and low lows, past feelings coming to the surface, different things coming back up from the past. Things are coming to the surface so they can finally be released, they can finally be felt, so things can be transmuted, so you can free yourself completely from some kind of emotional block. This is something that you've asked to clear, something you know that's getting in your way. This is going to mean that you can stand in your truth, that there's just all this resistance dissolved. And you can feel this happening in real time. It's that combustion kind of energy, something getting so out of hand, so intense. That breaking down to break through with that Judgment, Six of Wands. The best you can do is to continue to ride the wave. Don't resist the transformation. It's not pretty, it is intense. Rage is sacred, rage is beautiful. Try not to be hard on yourself because of how you're reacting or because of how you're feeling. Is it that you've lost control or that you've gone back to our old behavior? Or is it that you're just honoring your emotion, that these are raw emotions coming up and that doesn't look pleasant? In terms of healing from trauma, especially if you're somebody that is intentionally working through things or has someone helping you with that, like, you're going to scream, you're going to feel that pain in the body physically. You're going to need to cry, to release, to tantrum, to really let off steam in some way. And you're being asked to find ways that empower you, doing things that empower you instead of letting that fuel be at the detriment of yourself. You can use this to fuel your fire, Queen of Wands. There's a deep understanding of self, and this feels like something that's been mastered for many years. You know what you want in terms of your physical reality, what you're working towards, how you want your lifestyle to be, what's important to you, what you truly value. Solid in self, strong sense of self. It feels like a complete ego death has happened many times. It's like you can be confident, you can be sure of yourself. Maybe people see you as full of yourself, but it feels like it's because of how many times you've lost yourself, or how many times, or because it's like really knowing your humanness, how temporary things are. It's like loving yourself, unconditional love for yourself. And this isn't fueled from some kind of insecurity. This is deep, unconditional love. But this may offend others. This may highlight to others where they're not loving themselves. It feels like you're not necessarily liked for the love you have for yourself, but this is something that's been cultivated over a long time. Keep mastering lack. It's like Nothing can be taken from you. You are the thing, Empress. Temperance, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, Empress. So it's like, if you lose your job, you haven't lost your job. Like, you haven't lost your way of making money. You've just lost this one job. You are your way of making money. That no one can really control your value, can control what you do, in terms of if someone, if you lose your job, you can create your own line of work. It doesn't mean you have to stop doing something. If you work as a tattoo artist in a tattoo shop and then you get fired, it doesn't mean that you're no longer a tattoo artist. It means you no longer work in that shop, but you just take your skill set and move it somewhere else. Just because maybe something's falling apart doesn't mean you're failing. Maybe you've got a business, something you've done for many years. Maybe you own a bakery that you've owned for generations and generations. And now all of a sudden it's like, maybe something's happened financially and you've got to now sell the bakery, the place that's been owned by you for generations and generations. And seeing it as an end of an era, this means that you can now no longer bake. Remember, it's the bakery that's going down, not the baker, whatever that means to you. Don't be defined by your circumstances, by your environment. There's always a way, there's always a solution, there's always... When you truly come with that value, it can't be taken from you. You can't be scared of losing your job when you are the job. Like, you are the work, you are the thing. Things can't be taken from you when they are you. I'm butchering trying to explain this, but things can't be taken from you when they are you. And there's this understanding, this remembrance of this. Upgrading your skill set. What do you have to offer? It doesn't matter where you offer it. It's what you have to offer. And there's something here about really filling your own cup. There's been a pause on being able to serve, being able to do what you want to do because of emotion, because of having to go back through such deep past wounds. 6 of Cups. Some of this is you, this is past life things that are coming up, but this feels like generational, really how you're getting in your own way, getting to the root of things. 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. The only way out is through. Breaking through abundance blocks. Understanding that you are not defined by what you own. You own yourself. Whatever you lose, you don't have to lose yourself. That is a choice. What's this? And the things that are happening right now, it's like, why is something so hard? Why is something so intense? Why is this such a test? Why is this such a push of test of character, test of how much you really want what you're saying you want? It's like, well, remember what you've asked for. 10 of Pentacles. This isn't just a overnight quick success in terms of just wanting to experience something as a one-off. This is creating long-term sustainable generational wealth. This is changing the narrative for future generations. 8 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. This is those that come after you won't have to do what you've had to do, what those before them have had to do. This is releasing yourself, freeing yourself from programming. It's like, this isn't going to continue. The narrative, the programming, it ends with you. This feels like something you've set out to do. This is something that is now becoming a burden because of the emotional weight, because of how heavy things are, because of how sore certain truths are, certain realizations are about where you've been, where you've come from, and where you and yours have come from in terms of whatever that means to you. Like, from where you started to where you are now, what you've had to endure. in this life, those that have passed ancestrally or past life, in terms of what you had to face, maybe things you now carry with you that are coming up. It's like, yeah, Magician, Wheel of Fortune, 111. Yeah, it is intense. It's a crazy energy. The Tower, full moon in Aries, 17th. It's like, do the homework. The Magician, take note. Don't try and avoid it. Don't run from what's happening within you. Don't run away from the storm right now. It's like, you probably like to just take a break, distract yourself or suppress emotion. Kind of like holding your breath, closing your eyes, waiting until it's over, hiding under the bed, waiting till it's over. Is it safe to come out now? Waiting for time to be the solution. This isn't something to run from. This is a portal. By going through this storm, it's the answer to your prayers. Buffalo energy coming through. Hiding from the storm is like hiding from the opportunity. Hiding from the change is like hiding from the opportunity. Hiding from the dream, hiding from what you've asked for. It's time to fully commit, to go all in. Three of Pentacles, the Magician, the Hierophant. I'm seeing that thing in Harry Potter, but I can't think what it's called. When they have the tournament. Is it the Goblet of Fire? When they have their names come out, the... It's initiation, it's heavy, it's not for the weak. Something's coming through. I was having a conversation with my sister yesterday, and literally was just saying about how, like, how certain things is just easier just to let, forget about it. Like, why are we even doing this? Why are we even doing this ancestral healing? Why are we even... Let's just forget about this and go and live a quiet little life, you know. Stroke the cat, have a cup of tea. Get up and wander out to a cute little job. Come home, watch TV. Like, be deluded. Why in this short span of this time here right now, with all to experience, are we choosing to suffer? Is it even a choice? And that's really what we got to. It's like a week of doing what isn't painful still won't be satisfying, because it's not really authentic. It's not purposeful. It's not really what you want to do. It's like, as much as it's like we don't want to do the work, it is what we want to do. We feel called to do it. What is the other priority, really? But I don't know. Empress. It's weird, and it's something I battle with, and I don't know why this is coming through, but maybe it's something I battle with, because it's like, oh, life's too short, have fun, have a laugh, don't take yourself too seriously, you know, like, enjoy yourself. It's all about the experience. That joy and love is healing, laughter is healing. But to jump from such surface level or even such open-hearted joy to bottom of the gutter kind of energy, it's like, how do you even have... It's like having more than one life in one life. How do you even do that? How do you go as deep as you go and then just pop up and be able to see the beauty? It's like, when you see things that are going on out here, it's like things are so harsh, things are so evil, you don't even want to see the beauty. Because it's like, how can they coexist? And then you see the beauty of things and how magical life is. And it can be easy to doubt that or think, well, what's the point of even... There's no point being happy about that, because look at the devastation. Tower. I'll be real, what's coming through is like your guides are... It's like, it's an energy of being confused. You know when you're spinning around like on like a ride, like a waltzer ride or something, where you're spinning so fast that you're so dizzy you can't think. You can't walk in a straight line, you're disorientated. It's like things that you were maybe really holding on to, things that you're really angry about, things that you're really happy about. It's like being thrown about, being on that waltzer ride, being disorientated. And it's kind of coming through like fairy energy, trickster, cheeky, mischievous kind of energy, like pull your hair, pull your ear, flick your head. It's like, okay, you're so happy about this thing, something great's happened. Okay, and now the most devastating event takes place, or something that completely crushes you, and you have to let go. You have to let go of the thing that you was just so happy about, because the emotion's too much, it has to be felt. And then fall into the bottom of that vibrational scale and feeling like you want to stay there. You know, when you're depressed, it's easier to be depressed than it is to try and start to express and move out of that, because it's uncomfortable, it's painful physically in the body, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to move through emotion. And it feels like being it feels like being, I want to say forced, but like being shoved from one thing or another, that pinball kind of energy, where it's like now you're too tired to hold on to anything. There's no point me getting too excited about this up here, because you know in a minute you're gonna drop. There's no point clinging on to devastation and pain and rage and letting that fester, because you know you need to be making space in the present moment to celebrate a joyous event. It's like being worn out with trying to be happy or trying to be sad, or and when I'm saying trying, it feels like literally in terms of how we're chemically addicted to stress. It's like we want to stay in a bad mood sometimes, or it's like we know we can do things to lift ourselves out of it, but we feed off that energy. It's like easier to stay in that low place and get comfortable there, kind of like hibernating. It's like you're not being left long enough in a high or a low to get comfortable there. And now this feels like completely dissolving attachment. It's like you haven't got the energy to be attached, not having the energy to worry. When you worry, you're saying prayers to the devil. There's nothing to worry about. You can't fully hear yourself when you're in that state of fear. It cuts off our intuition. It's like, yeah, it literally feels like your guides have just got you drunk. Now what? It's like you can't stress, You don't know if you're coming or going. And that's exactly how it feels like on a swing. And you know how they say about why swinging's good, because it like puts us in the present moment in terms of kind of like, is it EMDR and that kind of hypnotic energy that you're swinging through all parts of the brain. I don't really have a clue what I'm talking about, but I do kind of know what I'm talking about, and this is what's coming through. I'm explaining these little terms, and I'm not like I'm a genius on these things or that I'm a professional person or whatever, but that's what's coming through, is like a hypnotic energy. Even that, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, because scientifically, I don't know. I've never done a brain scan. I don't know if actually when you do swing, if something does happen through all sections of the brain. Where did I hear that? Why is this coming through? I don't trust the message. Some expert, as usual, is going to come in and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. If you don't know your facts and you can't explain it in 5 minutes to a 5-year-old, then you shouldn't be saying it. But that's what come through. You know, it's like when you're too tired, you just don't have the energy. Like, you can't even think straight. If I was absolutely shattered right now, I probably wouldn't have thought that. I would have just got on with it. Yeah, you swing around your brain, and that's just what come out. And move on. But where it's like I'm so... the energy that's coming through right now is like mouse scrutiny, attention to detail. It's kind of like that perfectionism energy, Virgo out of their power kind of energy. That your own judgment of yourself, your own criticism towards yourself could be getting in your way. It's like doubting your own ideas, doubting your own ability, doubting your own potential. Trust in yourself, faith in yourself, faith in the plan. It feels like things are happening to kind of chisel you into shape. Page of Pentacles, the Emperor. Where it's like now things are happening without a thought. It's not the be all and end all. It's kind of like a very neutral energy. Regulated nervous system. You know how they say, like, if you're around someone that gives you butterflies, that how we think that means you like them, but normally it means that something's wrong. It's like red alert. Like, why do you feel unsettled? Why does it feel like butterflies? Like when you feel at peace, when you feel really centered and at ease, surely that's a good sign. And it feels like this is what's coming up here. That you may feel like something's going wrong because it's not exciting. Don't get excitement confused for being traumatized. This is something that I'm learning too, so please don't feel like because this is a message coming through for me. It's like that feeling in terms of addiction that I've, like with all the different addictions that I've had, and some addictions I still have, but it's like that feeling, the difference between lust and pleasure, between something controlling you and you being in control of yourself. So like sex addiction. I'm just going to list mine because I feel like it helps to be open. You guys are always open. So like I've battled with sex addiction, spending, like overspending, eating disorders and emotional eating, alcohol. I'll just come home from work and just open a bottle and not even think anything of it. You know them ones where it's like, unless you're you can't lift your head up and you've been sleeping on a park bench for 3 days that you're not an alcoholic, or it's like anything that you really need outside of yourself in order to cope is an addiction. How do you do without it? What else is there that I've had? Porn addiction, but that I assume similar goes with sex addiction. Smoking, cigarettes, herb. What else? Coffee. Yeah, many things, so like mask pain, suppress emotion. Currently on 102 days no coffee. Even things like medication, was addicted to medication. Like in terms of, I would always feel anxious, like there was something wrong, and I would go and I'd feel better when I've had like antibiotics. And it wasn't something that I knew. It wasn't like I needed it. I really believed I wasn't well. But looking back, it was like a comfort. It was a coping mechanism. So currently off the coffee, still smoking, don't drink, like maybe have like 1 drink a year for probably about 5 years now. Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 years. Been celibate for 4 years now. And in terms of the other things, it's really like, it's not about the thing, because it's not about not having sex. It's not about not spending money. It's not about not smoking. It's not about not drinking. It's not about not having the coffee. It's about why. Why are you doing it? Because it's like, I could spend more now than I used to spend on something, but it's not coming from that place of desperation. It's not coming from that place of, there's no choice but for me to do this. That it wouldn't be a choice, I could leave this, I'll let it go. I couldn't let it go. It's like I had to do that thing. I had to get the coffee. Like I wouldn't even be able to get to work. I wouldn't even be able to leave for work until I got the coffee, regardless of how late I was for work. In terms of, it's like my body wouldn't even get moving because of anxiety. It was like using that as a drug to wake myself up, to be able to start the day. And it's like people that have a lot of sex aren't necessarily addicted to sex. It's like, it's the relationship you have with it. Is it healthy? Is it not? Why are you doing what you're doing? How does it leave you feeling? Is it true to you? Does it align with who you are, what you're doing, where you're going, what you are wanting to embody? Is it fulfilling? And then sometimes we have to completely end the relationship before we can start it again, because maybe it's not about stopping doing something forever, but maybe a break is needed, or maybe it's just about rewiring your relationship, rewiring your beliefs, your relationship with self, because it does really all come down to the relationship you have with yourself, how you think of yourself, and to really be kind, meet yourself with compassion, know you're doing your best. Why do you even want to stop doing what you're doing? Why do you want to do what you're doing? Is it for you? Is it for others? Is it because you want to look a certain way to others? And then it's like, maybe it's not even about stopping doing the thing, but it's about learning how to not care about what others think. Because for me, for a long time with the smoking, it was like, I couldn't understand why I couldn't stop. There was such resistance, like such huge resistance. And what came through for me was, you see yourself as a scumbag because people have a belief that people that smoke are scum. And now you've taken this on as your identity. And now you don't think you're good enough to do anything, be anything, go anywhere, be around anyone, because you've taken on this identity. Do I understand that identity as an idea? Yeah, I do. is it a reality? Like, do some people that smoke, do they live a certain way, not take care of their personal hygiene and go down a rut? Yes. That's an addict. And have I been there? Yes. But am I there because of the thing that I'm addicted to? No. I'm there because I'm there. And the thing that I'm addicted to is soothing me while I'm there, in the hole, in the rut. It's not the thing while I feel scummy. I feel scummy is why I'm having the thing. And I feel scummy without anyone telling me that I'm scummy. Which is why when people call me or project that their views on what I do, that it hurts. Because it's a belief I already hold about myself, that I'm not good enough or I'm not able or whatever it is. So it's like, it's not even about the person. It's like, no, enemy within, the enemy outside can't hurt you. If some part of me didn't believe that I was a scumbag, I wouldn't be affected or offended by that projection. So I thought it was about putting down the thing that made me a scumbag, which was the smoke, the sex, the alcohol, whatever it is. And then what I was guided to see is that actually it's about you putting down the narrative that you are a scumbag, coming back to love. And then with that, when I'm doing the things that I thought made me a scumbag, I'm realizing that sometimes this isn't even something I want to stop. This is true to me. This is who I am. And I love you anyway. Sometimes I think, now I can put this down. Now I can stop doing this thing, whatever it is, because it's like, now I've separated myself from it. It's like I'm now not one with this thing, and as a entity, we are scumbag. Now I'm separate from this thing. I am love. I love myself. Thank you for your help, whatever this thing is that's helped me cope, that's soothed me. Now let's try something new in a happy, jolly way, because it's not a reluctant, it's not resistance. It's my choice now. It's not because you've made me feel away. It's not because I've made me feel away. Now I don't feel any way. Now the resistance is gone. Now, and then when the resistance is gone, you don't even need the thing that you're addicted to anyway, because it was the thing that was soothing that resistance. So it's like, just open your mind, take the weight off, surrender. Maybe you have to do the very thing that you don't think you need to do to liberate yourself. Not using that as a permission slip to go cuckoo, but it's like, with trust in yourself, with respect for yourself, honor what you truly deserve, what you truly want, free yourself, liberate yourself. Make sure you're not running on any good boy, good girl kind of programming. It's time to take action, do what's right for you. Don't wait to be perfect, don't wait to be polished, don't wait to be something that you're not. It wouldn't be as good as what you are, as who you are. Whatever you're trying to be isn't going to be as good as what you already have in this very present moment. The Fool, 3747. It's like all you're being asked right now is to believe that you can do what you're doing. And move in such a way. Because it's like, until no one's going to move you for you, and until it's like, as you move, the energy will transmute. Things will shift. But don't wait for something to feel better before you start taking action on what makes you feel better. Take that action and things will shift with you. Hierophant Magician, the Sun, the Fool. The Sun. Yeah. Coming out of illusion, the Sun on the 8 of Wands. Page of Cups. It was never about being more. You just had to stop trying to be anything. It's like you already are everything. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. New beginning, emotionally, spiritually. It's a very passionate energy. King of Cups. Feels like someone here in terms of a relationship. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, where we at? Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars. Going back to school or apprenticeships. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. Yeah. Some of you, it's like feeling like there's not enough going on. You could be feeling bored. It's like learn a new thing every day. Deepen your knowledge and make it fun. It always feels like a burden, but again, it's like there's something coming through about, is it a burden to learn, or was you taught it's a burden to learn? Because actually, for some people, and for me as well, like when I'm sitting down learning something new, or like deep in a book, writing something, researching something, I'm at my most happiest, my most content. But when I get the guidance come through that it's time to study or time to, it's like, like, I'll do anything but. It's an effort. I don't want to do this. Don't tell me what to do. It's boring. It's no fun. I want to go play. I don't want to work. You know, it's like, it's not creative. But it is creative. Like, open your mind. Like, your mind will bloom like the garden as you learn. But there's something about taking a minute to, like, having the discipline in that resistance of, oh, I don't really want to sit down. I can't bring myself to sit down and just center yourself long enough to do the task, to start the task. The hardest bit is getting going, needing a little push to get going. It's like it could take you longer to mentally prepare or psych yourself up to sit down and do the task you're being guided to do than it takes you to do the task. This is something that I struggle with, especially in terms of being neurodivergent. And there's something here about, firstly, being okay with that. Like, if you work in a different way or something's not possible, this is something else I was having a conversation with someone about recently, about, like, I could do the most ridiculous task or like create something out of nothing, make something out of nothing, spend 10 hours, like, I don't know, on some art project that just seems like the most impossible mission, but I can't book an appointment or pick a date, or like something so simple that others would think is so simple. I would be sitting for months trying to work through the resistance to do it. And even though I know how to do it, it could be the easiest thing to do. Like, I could know I need to go on a certain website, tick one box, press go, and done. And that's all that needs to happen in order for me to move on and create some kind of project. And for me to go and to my brain to be like, okay, we're going to sit and do, months and years will go by where this one little thing. And for a long time, what I did was I'd just wait. Well, it's normal. It's pathetic. That's what I tell myself. Like, and still now I do, I'll be real. But it's like, it's pathetic. It's ridiculous. And I'll talk to myself like it's a child. Like, you're an adult. How can you not book a simple appointment? Or how can you not do this simple task. You do all these other things and you can't do that. And that was kind of something that was projected onto me as well. And I started to really feel like, oh yeah, okay, because of my age, like, it's embarrassing. What do you mean you can't do this at this age? What do you mean you can't do this? You faced all these monsters and you can't do this one little simple thing. Like, how pathetic, how weak, how whatever it is. So to actually admit I can't do this, firstly, it took me a while to realise I actually can't do this. Like, logically, I should be able to do this. And I can't admit that I can't do this because it doesn't seem logically, like, there's no explanation for this not to be able to be done. Like, how can I even, like, people just think I'm lying. Like, what do you mean you can't do this simple task? But as soon as I admitted I can't do this, it was just liberating. And it's like, I'll ask someone else to help me do this, or I'll give myself more time, or I know it's a big deal, because that was another thing. It's like, it shouldn't be a big deal for you to sit down and make a phone call, you sit down and fill out a survey or whatever it is. And if it's not a big deal to others, then don't do it until it's not a big deal to you. And if I go to sit down and do something like that would cause such crippling anxiety, I would take it as a sign that it wasn't the right time for me to do it, or it wasn't what I was meant to be doing, because there was such resistance. Whereas now it's like, yeah, I should be able to sit down in 5 minutes whilst also listening to a podcast and whatever, doing something else, do this little task. That is what maybe I should be able to do, or what others can do. But just because others can do something doesn't mean that I should be able to do that thing. Doesn't mean that you should be able to do the same thing just because someone else can do it. So now, with my 5-minute tasks that need to be done, I will give myself a day. And I'll say, you got to do nothing today. There's nothing you need to do, but you fill out this one box. That's it. So if it takes you all day, if you can't do it till 10 o'clock at night, then that's when you do it. If it takes me a whole lot of pampering and taking myself on a date and putting myself behind financially because I'm going to take time away from something or whatever it is, I tell myself that's okay, because that's what I need to get this box ticked. And in order for me to get this box ticked, I'm going to be kind to myself. So it's like, if I was to say to someone around me, oh, what did you do today? I did nothing. I took the day off and laid in bed because I had to fill out a form on a website that takes 5 minutes, but it was called, like, it was stressing me out. So I took the day off and did nothing. And then I took myself out for dinner and took myself shopping and whatever it was, to congratulate myself and reward myself for ticking this box. I would be laughed at. And that would be an issue before. Now it's not. And now I do that with my chest. Yes, I know how you feel. No one else knows how you feel. But don't worry, I know how you feel. And with that, let's go and get you feeling better. And it feels like you're being asked to back yourself in a way that you are energetically confirming you're doing this your way, and that is the way this will be done. That you're not waiting to be like someone else. You're not waiting to be different, to be less, to be more, to be fine-tuned. No, something is authentic, and that is perfect. Just the way that is. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others, perhaps too much. Loving, comforting, emotional, and intuitive. And then we've got the King of Summer. Honourable, devoted, mature and warm-hearted. A romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavour. And the Hermit, number 9, Virgo energy. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. We've got the dog on the back of the deck. Loyalty, number 14. Even that is like trying to fit in others' ways. Be mindful of where you're maybe being disloyal to yourself to keep your loyalty to others. Even like what I was saying. It's like maybe it's easy for somebody to bring certain things to a relationship or to a friendship because those things are easy for them to do. Why are you drained? Is it because you're trying to match somebody else's way of doing things when it's not the way you run? To not sacrifice yourself to keep the peace. It's a time to really move through things, time to take action on what you love, to put yourself first, cleanse, frog medicine for yourself. Learn the lesson. It's like how many times you're going to get bit before you realise that getting bit's a choice. It's like if you get bit once, you didn't see it coming. It's like the second time, the third time, that thing of when you get stung by the scorpion, just to accept that it's true nature. You can't be mad at something that's shown you its true colours, that you know it's true, that it's true colours. For you to accept people as they are, accept situations as they are. And then any kind of hurt that you feel from that, to work through that in terms of why do you feel that way? How can you make yourself feel better? Be your own best friend. Be your own solution. All this energy here that's bubbling away in the pot, use that. Use that to grow your dreams. Any ideas that you've had, it's time to take action. This is a time to go, go, go. Again, it feels like deep rest and then higher energy, high levels of like highly motivated kind of energy. Protect the fruits of your labours. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. 52 minutes on the clock. Ladybirds. Protect your own energy by keeping in your heart space, being around those that truly cherish you, those that truly care for you. It's like amp up the unconditional love. Meditation, imagine yourself just sitting in like a pink bubble, like a bubble gum bubble of light, pink light. Just ground yourself the best you can. There's going to be some alarming things coming through. There's going to be some exciting things coming through. I'm seeing someone pacing the floors and it's like epiphany after epiphany, like light bulb after light bulb moment. And such extreme reactions. Because it's like the things that are coming through are the most joyful realizations as well as the most heavy. But really learning to surf all vibrations. Things aren't going to feel how they have. Things aren't going to be as restricting as they have. It's not a case that things are getting easier. But it feels like there's an inner strength that you have. And a love, a knowing that is leading you to make quicker, more precise decisions. This is rapidly transforming your reality because emotion's not getting in the way of the decision. It's not getting in the way of what you want, of taking action, moving through emotion. I'm Mars in Cancer, and that's coming through. But like that chaotic emotion. Mastering heartbreak. It's like being scared of the dark. To be in one with it. You may have been scared of the dark as a child. Like some of you, this could have been something that was extremely overwhelming, of like, or fear of your gifts. Like when it's just, maybe it's not even about the dark, but just like when it's just you and you in the dark, in the void, like a fear of that, a fear of what you are, a fear of self, a fear of your own ability, your own potential, your own power, your own magic. I'm seeing someone dancing with fire, and it's like, yeah, it's beautiful if you've been trained how to do that. But before training, if you just been handed the fire, you could get burned. It feels like being fearful of your own fire. But at present, there's this kind of reassurance and contentment about the fact that you have mastered this now. One with your own flame. Perfect union. Masculine, feminine. And things will continue to fall into order. Divine order. 9 of Cups. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do, being compensated for your creative talents. And then we have Prince of Summer, romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious, falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If this did resonate, like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.